How's it going, everyone? And this video is going to be a little bit different. So I'm here at one of my local roads in San Diego, and I came here yesterday to practice as well. So I don't know how far it is, but a little bit a ways up the mountain there's a turnoff. So I get to the turnoff and I turn on and I come right back here. I just go back and forth, kind of doing laps. And you can practice a bunch of different things. So I'm practicing body position, moving my feet, like put my foot placement here or put it there. And you just do like one thing on the way up and one thing on the way down, or you could do like line flexion or whatever. So this is where you'll really understand what works for you on your bike at the pace that you go, what doesn't. And this road, especially if it's a weekday, is pretty damn empty and it's pretty awesome. And this pavement is like damn near perfect. So it's pretty awesome. So I highly recommend doing what I'm doing. Go find yourself a road somewhere and just pick one thing. Maybe just riding, I'm in third gear. Maybe just ride one-handed to really understand counter steering. And do this the whole way to a certain point and then come back down and do a different thing. You see what I'm saying? But you'll really understand push, pull, throttle control, sensitivity. You're doing three things with one hand. You're braking, you're accelerating, and you're steering. But if you're not comfortable to ride one-handed, then you don't understand counter steering enough. You see what I'm saying? So you can practice things like this and just isolate them. It's really, really important to do that. And this mountain, this road, it goes like all the way up for a long, long time. But I'm just doing the very bottom section of what I'm showing you right now. So I'm going to go all the way to the turnout point. It's not all of the road, of course, because you don't want to do something too big if you're just going back and forth like this just to do laps. Or if you're just along for a long ride, then like look at your clock. Every 10 minutes do something different. Pick one technique. Like, okay, for the next 10 miles I'm gonna do full body position and practice my timing and how that looks. After 10 minutes go by, all right, now I'm gonna do line flexion. I'm gonna do perfect lines and play around with different things and try doing it the wrong way. Like, okay, why is it really bad to turn in so early? If I keep on hugging the yellow line, what are the downsides of that? If I stay way out to the outside, what are the downsides of that? And like, try to think about like, where are you looking? What are you feeling? What's the line? How is your body? Where's your feet? Where's your tension? Do you use your legs? Where are you actually looking with your vision? Are you looking right there? Are you looking up there? Are you scanning back and forth? So you could really, really isolate and just do one thing at a time. A lot of times when people ask me, or I ask them, hey, what are you going to practice on this ride? And they're like, line flexion, body position, trail, brake, and fit. I mean, okay, not all at once, I hope. Because if you try to practice everything, you won't get good at anything. So just pick one or two things. Just pick one thing for the first 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, do another thing. After 10 minutes, do another thing. Or if you really want to understand at a very deep level the technique, pick one thing and do what I'm doing. Go for a little while on the twisty road and then go back down and then do a different thing. Or just do one thing up and down, like one lap. One thing up and down and then switch it and then do another thing up and down. So I've been practicing a bunch of things. Yesterday I was just about getting used to the road and getting used to these tires, which are still the stock tires on my GSXR 750. And they're feeling pretty good. I don't have any issues with them. So I'm mainly just practicing my body, like where to put my feet, where to do, outside. So there you go, turn out quarter mile. So it's the first turn out, and then I'm gonna turn around. So like, am I pushing with my heels, my knee going to the tank? Now that I have the grips on either side of my tank, I'm really practicing that. Do I lean really far off my upper body or just lower body? Kind of keep my head more upright, more neutral. So those are the type of things I'm really experimenting with and practicing. And it's been awesome. Like I said, this is my second day in a row coming here. It's a weekday, so there's hardly any cars, which is freaking amazing. And the road is like literally almost perfect. It's pretty damn amazing. So now I'm like dead here in the middle. So just in case someone's coming down or someone's coming back up, I got a lot of time to think about, or a lot of time to make sure I'm totally clear before I go anywhere. And I already came up and down once, but this will be like my second time going up and then going back down, because I'm also looking at the road. And the weather right now is just gorgeous. It's already 80 degrees and it's only 9:45 out here. So I know the cement is really warm. I'm just kind of warming myself up, warming the tires up, and making sure I do like an up and down, a couple up and downs to make sure There's no gravel, there's no random rock that's going to surprise me, etc. So right now I'm not moving my body at all, so I'm practicing no body position as I'm just talking to you, and so I'm just kind of feeling it out, just slowly picking up speed, slowly picking up throttle, slowly going a little bit faster, a little bit of brakes, just kind of feeling it out, feeling off the road. That's another thing to do. Sometimes, like, a lot of people, they're really used to using body position all the time, that they try to stay neutral, like what I'm doing, just sit on the bike like you're going to the store, just be neutral, be relaxed. And some people try to do this and they feel so uncomfortable. That's because they're too used to body position. They're like so reliant on it. They think it's what's needed to really go through the corners quicker, and it's not. Just the basics are what you need to focus on and get good at. Vision, throttle, brakes, counter steering are the basics. And once you get good at those things, you get line selection, body position, and you can really get going if you want to, but you don't have to hang off your bike or do anything crazy. You can if you want to, like I am, like I'm just practicing. That's what I was doing yesterday. I want to do more of it today. But right now, just cruising along, staying neutral, my butt's not moving, I'm not moving my upper body, nothing. Practice doing that. Like, all right, first 10 minutes or the first lap up, no body position. After that, full body position. Let's just practice. After that, maybe upper body only, right? And not moving your butt at all. And then practice not moving your upper body and only moving your lower body. And how much do you get off? Do you get your half butt off? Are you tilted? Are you turned? Like, all these tiny little details is what really matters. Where do you put your toe on the bike? Is it on the tippy toe? Is your toes facing forward? Is it on the edge of the peg? Is your heel actively up against the guard? Is your knee driving into the tank? Are your legs relaxed? You're not doing anything with your knee? Right? All these questions you can experiment with and play around with. Like, what feels comfortable for me on the bike that I'm riding? Because I've learned for sure, being on a full-blown sport bike again, body position is way different than an upright bike. Like, the idea of what you're doing is kind of the same, but how you feel and what you're doing is very different. It's a very different aggressive forward position. And just from experimenting on this bike, I've had this bike like 1,200 miles now. I'm going to make a video about body position eventually, once I could get someone to ride behind me and record me. But one thing I know for sure is people hang off sport bikes way too damn much. Like, when I use full body position on this bike, I move my butt a couple inches over to the inside, and my head is like pretty much like right here. Like, I'm not trying to put my head below my damn handlebars or anything. If you want to win social media and hang off way too far, then go for it. But it is absolutely unnecessary on a full-blown sport bike, because just the pegs are so high, you have so much ground clearance, everything is such a good bike that you really don't need to do any of that crap. And I could just tell people are hanging off way too much, either to try to drag their knee or whatever. And even all day yesterday doing full body position, I didn't touch my knee down once. Because I'm not trying to. If I wanted to hang off super far and purposely try to drag my knee, then I will. It's not that hard to do it. But that's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm trying to do. So here you go, back down to the bottom. Must be a ride coming here, where this guy's just hanging out. And then make sure it's all clear, and then I just go back up. Alright, so now I'm gonna pick up the pace a little bit, and I'm actually gonna start practicing full body position. So I'm also practicing with my toes, my hips, everything. So a little bit of butt. I'm just like, do I drop my heel down? Do I keep it raised? Move your butt before you lean. That's a big thing. But this road is absolutely fantastic. They did some construction on it probably within the last 3 months, I'm guessing, or maybe something like that. They fixed all the potholes, and it's just really, really nice pavement. Just absolutely amazing. And the thing about this road, there are no turnoffs. There's no driveways. There's no roads. There's no intersections. The only thing there is like right here, there's like a little turnout. You can go to the right over there, and then you just get right back on. But, you know, there's no driveway in the middle of these turns or anything like that. So you can't stop on the side of the road. There's no cars, no driveways, so it's pretty damn clear. Of course, there could be something. There could be a random rock in the middle of the road, but then again, remember, I already went up and down this road twice before I started picking up the pace. So can a rock randomly just roll off the road? Of course it can. I'm always ready for that. But it's just unlikely. It's possible, but it's not probable, especially after I did a couple laps already up and down to look at the road. yesterday I found when I was doing two fingers, I kind of lost the controllability of the throttle, and I was over braking because two fingers was like too much to slow down. Because I don't need to slow down, I don't need to use the brakes that much to slow down because these are big sweeping turns. It's not like I'm slowing down from, you know, really, really far to like a 30-mile-per-hour turn or anything like that. So because they're fast sweeping turns, I'm not slowing down that much. Two fingers, I was over braking. So I found it really comfortable yesterday doing an experiment, just like what I'm talking about. Told me to use one finger on the brake. And even with one finger, I was also doing stoppies on this bike. So this bike with these stock brakes are strong enough to do one finger stoppies, which is what I was doing yesterday. So I was like, well, there you go. So I think this is just the right amount, because if you make your little section, if you're doing something like this, if you make it too long, it's just a lot. You'll get tired pretty quickly. And if you make it too short, then it's just too frequent. You got to turn around. But I think this is just enough turns to like really get the flow of it, and then you got to and then you take a little bit of break, right? You see what I'm saying? Like right now, when I go back down, I'll get off the bike, I'm gonna take off my helmet and kind of chillax a little bit, maybe take a couple pictures with the bike, whatever. And then just kind of think about what I want to do, what feels good, what doesn't, and then come back and then do some more laps. But okay, heading back down. And then the more comfortable I get, and the more the tires warm up, and the more I practice, then the speed will just naturally rise up a little bit, and I'll feel more and more comfortable each time. As the day goes on, it's going to be even warmer, cement will get warmer, the sun will move, and all the shadow you see on the inside of the road will all be perfectly sunshine, nice and hot, nice and grippy. And I found out, I didn't know this yesterday, so I was kind of like, not panicking, but I was like, oh man, I'm way the hell out here. There's no gas station. Like, how am I going to get fuel? I have to go all the way back to Campo, which I also found out it's only 20 miles away, but still. But I found out today, at the bottom of the highway right here, if I just go not even a half mile down the little road next to the highway, there's a gas station right there. So this is perfect. You come here, and then just hang out, ride around, and if you need gas, it's just a short ways down the road. I'll show you what road I'm talking about when I get down to the bottom. So if you want to come and do this road, it's Sunrise Highway, the bottom of Sunrise Highway. And the road, I think, is called like Old Highway 80, I think. That will lead you to the gas station, which is literally probably not even a half mile away from the bottom. So it's just perfect. So that little road like I was talking about, there you go, I was right. Old Highway 80. So you just take that road like a half mile, and there's a gas station. Like I said, Sunrise Highway. Then a big old open area right here, a big old turnoff, and you just hang out. If I wanted to park up there, I have actually a little bit of shade, but yeah. But the tires feel good, these stock tires, and yeah, nice and warm. Ooh, those are hot. Awesome. So these are Bridgestone Battle Axe BTO16, whatever the hell those are. But for the next set, I'll put on Dunlop Q5S's. But I'll keep these on until they wear out. But yeah, they're feeling good. I'm getting so comfortable on the bike. Like, look at, like, I could tell my lean angle by what I'm doing and the speed that I'm doing. I'm pretty much almost down to the very edge, which is cool. But yeah, so I'm gonna take a little break, and then I'll go up and down a couple more times, and I'll just film me doing that without any commentary once I take a little break. So stand by. So I might be going the same speed as it was last time, like on the naked, but now I could just do that speed way easier without feeling like getting blown back because it was a naked, and I could go even quicker than that without adding any anxiety inside my body, if that makes any sense. And I mean, full-blown sport bike, look at, I'm comfortable enough to lean the bike damn near to the edge of the tire without doing anything crossed up or like purposely leaning it. So I know for myself, looking at my own tires, I could give a crap else what anybody else's tires look like, but I know for myself, I'm feeling pretty comfortable on the bike. And with the grip tanks I added on here, this has been amazing. Really, really good, just holding me still. So here's the little handoff, like a visual. Here's my knees. So like my knees off to the inside, both knees hit the tank first, and then I go off like that. Both knees first and then go off. Both knees first and then go off. I've heard people say that before in different courses, but I never really practiced it. But now I'm doing that right now. That felt pretty damn good. So I'm gonna do it again. So I gave that car that took off up there a little bit of time, so I'm sure they're past the point where I'm gonna turn around anyway. No other cars. So, and the best thing about this road as well, like I said, no driveways or anything, but there's no one around. There's no businesses, there's no houses, there's just by yourself pretty much. And because another reason why this bike is awesome, I can stay in third gear the whole time, because I could go, let's see, so I'm in third gear, and I could cruise around at like 25-30 miles per hour, and the bike's not lugging, like, so I could go from 30 to 130 in third gear. So I could pretty much ride everywhere in the twisties, everywhere in third gear if I wanted to. Usually on long straightaways, I go up into sixth gear just to kind of give the engine a break. But like on a road like this and what I'm doing, I could just stay in third gear, which is great because I don't have to shift. It's one less thing to think about. But then I also, like yesterday, I was also practicing going to fourth and then back down to third, just to practice my shifting and flipping the throttle, rev matching. So that's another thing you practice, you see what I'm saying? But anyway, all right, back to it. Handoff, knee. So now every time I say handoff, you know what I'm talking about. Both my knees are going up against the tank first before I get my inside knee off to the inside. Both knees first. So it seems like I'm trying to really pay attention to what I'm doing. So both my knees go first, then I move my butt to the other side, then the inside knee drops to the inside. So both knees, butt, then the inside knee. So let me see if I can figure out an easy way to say that. So pretty much knee, butt, knee. That's pretty much what it is, the simplest way. So like right now, both knees, butt, then drop the inside knee. Both knees, butt, inside knee. Both knees against the tank, move the butt, then drop the inside knee. So knee, butt, knee. The faster the transition, the faster I need to be. But just going from one side to the other without going against the tank first, it makes me feel really disconnected from the bike, and I don't like that feeling. So knee, butt, knee. There's the marker for the turnout. So So knee, butt, knee. There's a little way to remember what I'm experimenting with, and it feels really good. And like I said, when I'm moving my butt, I'm barely moving. I'm probably moving, like my butt is dead center. I'm probably moving my butt like just slightly off to the inside. Because like on other bikes, like you move half of your butt. So here are your butt cheeks, right? And plus, by the way, if I didn't say already, I'm all the way up against the tank. Like I'm not moving my butt super far back at all. So I'm right up against the tank, right? And here's my butt. I'm just moving slightly, probably only like 2 to 3 inches off to the inside. And my outside leg is absolutely up against the tank. And the more, every time in the middle of a corner, and the more I think about pushing off the foot peg and driving my knee, it just relaxes my upper body a little bit more, and I feel even more planted to the bike. But it's going to take a while for me to consciously do that with my outside leg in order to become muscle memory. Because right now I'm kind of just lazy and doing like knee, butt, knee, and just going. But when I'm actually in the corner, I'm not actively driving my knee against the tank. But if I practice doing that more, it'll become muscle memory. It'll just take a little while of practice. Also, it also depends on the corner. So big sweeping turns, I don't feel the need to drive my knee up against it the whole time because it's a big sweeping turn. But if it's like a tighter turn, I feel like a little bit, you're doing a whole lot more lean angle with the speed, with a tighter turn, then I need to feel like I'm more planted and really connected to the bike. But I know for sure if I move my butt back and really get off the bike, I'm too disconnected from the bike, and it's going to take way too much effort to get off to the other side, especially on fast transitions. So something else to think about. But just do what I'm doing. Experiment. Experiment, experiment, experiment. Your size, your weight, your body position, your bike type, the speed you're going, etc. Because remember, once again, I could cruise around in third gear, look at one hand, not do anything. If I just cruise at an easy pace, I don't got to worry about bike position, line selection, trail braking, not even both hands, because I'm going very easy. But the faster you go, the more things you have to do. That's why a fast rider can ride slow, but a slow rider can't ride fast without learning different things. It just ain't gonna happen. You're like, oh, I just ride around and I cruise and I love it. That's perfectly fine. I love to ride around and cruise too, but I also like to ride around and go fast. I could go slow and do what you do, but you probably cannot go fast and do what I do. There's a big damn difference, right? So just keep that in mind. All right, back at it. Knee, butt, knee. Knee, butt, knee. Oh yeah, that little turn right there, it was like really, like I didn't like the turn so much, like that transition, because I was definitely like disconnected from the bike, and I felt it was a little unnerving for some reason, that little sequence. But doing knee, butt, knee totally fixed it. And it also slowed things down. So knee, butt, knee. Like you don't have to rush to hurry up in a given position. Knee, butt, knee. It gives you something to think about, or it gives me something to think about. And it makes the transition from one corner to the next very stable and very easy. Knee, butt, knee. Yeah, that feels good. Knee, butt, knee. Knee, butt, knee. There's no need to stick your leg out that early too. Like your inside knee, there's no need to hang it out too early. Like this turn, my butt's off to the inside, but there's no whole need to like stick your knee out at all. It was a big wide turn. And keep in mind, I have not touched my knee down once. And I know why, because I'm not hanging off the bike that much and feeling disconnected. Because I'm not trying to drag knee, you see what I'm saying? But I'm just riding at a quicker pace, and moving your body off to the inside feels better versus staying neutral at the pace I'm going. Of course, look it, I'll slow down. So if I'm slowing down, I could ride neutral. I'll stay dead center in the middle of the bike, but this is just an easy pace. But if I try to pick up the pace and go a whole lot faster, I could go a little bit faster, but I'm not going to be able to go as quickly, as confidently, just staying neutral. You see what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. Pace determines everything that you're doing. But if I try to drag my knee, if like that was the goal, if I wanted to drag my knee, I could drag my knee every single one of these corners, every one. I'll just hang off the bike a whole lot, and there's no damn point of doing that. Like that's what people I see when they ride around. It's like that's their goal. Like I want to drag my knee, and they're hanging off way too damn far and everything else is jacked up, and it's like, well, there's no need to worry about that right now. If you want to practice drag your knee and go into a parking lot somewhere or whatever else, perfect, a lot of fun, go for it. But when you're out riding around, if that's your focus to try to do, then I think your priorities are kind of jacked up. Neat, but neat. And plus, the more I learn the road and learn what kind of corner is up next, then the more confident I'll be as well. Because I don't have the road memorized at all. So I'm just kind of getting used to it. Yeah, knee butt knee helps out a lot. And right now, driving my inside leg up against the tank, arms can be relaxed. You see like I'm playing the piano. If you don't know what I mean by playing the piano, you must be a new subscriber. I made a video a while ago called, with your hands you want to act like you're able to play the piano even while you're riding. And that's a good way to tell if you're loose or not with your arms. And if you're not able to play the piano mid-turn, then you're way too tense. And the more relaxed you are, the more control you have. But the more tense you are, the less control you have. So always try to be loosey-goosey with your upper body and your hands. Your hands are just there to steer the bike and operate the controls, not to do anything else. So use your legs more. That's what I'm saying, driving with my outside leg and connecting myself more to the bike with my lower body, my upper body is able to be a whole lot more chill. And that gives me confidence. If you have confidence, then you'll feel good with the bike. If you feel good with the bike and you're confident, the speed is a natural byproduct. If you try to go fast and you're not confident, or you're not comfortable, or you don't have any technique, well, that's disastrous. That's the thing, I'm not trying to go faster every single time I do this. I'm simply getting more and more comfortable with this bike, with this road, with these tires. And by a natural progression, like a natural evolution of getting more and more comfortable on this bike, the speed just naturally picks up and I don't feel myself like I'm freaking myself out at all. You see what I'm saying? That's how I'm able to talk to you guys as I'm riding right now, because I'm just comfortable with this bike. And that's a big thing. I was talking to my buddy about this road yesterday, and he's like, man, so every lap you try to go faster and faster and faster? It's like, no, I don't try to. I just naturally do. Like the last couple laps I do on this road will probably be the quickest out of the whole day, because it takes me a while to warm up, let the tires warm up, let myself warm up, gain more confidence with myself and the bike and the road, learn the road a little bit better, right? So as I gain more confidence, the speed is a natural byproduct. It's not about speed, it's everything else. suspensions, try not to upset the bike's suspension, driving my outside leg, accelerate only when I can see the exit, the bike is pointed where I want it to go, smooth opening and closing of the throttle, smooth on and off transition from the brake to no brake, back to the brake, back to the throttle, try to smooth all that out. There's no ruffles or upsets in the suspension, going up and down, no pogo sticking. It's always something you practice, focus on. And once again, back down here at the bottom, which is just perfect. It's just perfect amount of road. So I highly recommend doing what I'm doing, guys. Go find a damn road. And experiment and play around. You never know what you're gonna discover about yourself, about the bike, about the tires you're riding, and what you'll be able to do, how comfortable you'll be able to get, right? But even stock tires, people complain about these tires. Oh, get rid of them immediately, they're trash. I just think you're trash. If you're blaming the bike or the tires, there's something wrong with you. These tires are perfectly fine. And as experiment, the next set of tires I'm gonna get the Dunlop Q5S's, and if I don't like them, I'll go back to these, because why not? That's the whole point. Experiment, try different sets of tires, different brands, different profiles. You don't know what you don't know, but if you're scared to even try, that's like the biggest thing about anything. You want to start an Instagram account, you want to start a business, you want to start a YouTube channel, just freaking try. Make 10 videos. But people are so afraid about what if this doesn't happen, what if that doesn't happen, what if I mess up, what if I look like that's just going to prevent you from doing anything, because all you're doing is worrying about the bad stuff of what might happen, which doesn't even exist. So you're worried about something that doesn't even exist. Just freaking try. Stop complaining. Nobody cares about your excuses. Just give it a try. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but at least you tried. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and get out there and practice. Talk to you guys later. I'm going to keep on playing around.